When it comes to protecting what you love, we know that as parents, our kids are certainly priority number one. And that's why I've talked a lot in the past about staging a defensive firearm in your kids' rooms. Now, we're not talking about taking a loaded gun and sticking it in the corner. We're not talking even about an older child who might have access to the firearm and be able to defend themselves in a worst-case scenario. We're talking about an infant. We're talking about a toddler. We're talking about a small child that can't defend themselves, that, I gotta tell you, would be the first person that I'd be trying to defend if something happened in this house. And if something were happening outside of this room and I were here with my daughter Cindy Lou, I wouldn't care about needing to go out there and find the bad guy or doing anything other than making sure that this door was secure, she was behind me, and that I was here to protect her. And if I had a defensive firearm staged in the room, maybe one inside of this tactical walls shelf that doesn't really look like it holds a firearm, doesn't interrupt the decor. Her mom's done a great job of decorating the room, but we've got a very capable defensive firearm staged right here where I can quickly access it in the worst case scenario so that I can be able to defend myself, my children, and any other family member here in the room. Now, the reality is that I chose to have an AR in here this time. Perhaps you may want to lay this out differently, and that's one of the great things about all of the tactical walls clandestine staging areas. You might want to put a pistol in here, you might want to have a flashlight in here. Not only do I have the rifle with a short magazine in it, of course it's not chambered, but I could very quickly get it ready to go. I also have a full-size spare magazine, and I have an emergency medical kit here, particularly one that's set up to deal with gunshot wounds. But again, you could set this up however you want. Not only the shelves, but also all of the sliders, any of the mirrors, the chalkboards, or the pictures that tactical walls, they all have customizable trays or foam inserts. You can decide what you want to put up in here. Now, this obviously isn't a very heavy rifle, but this does support a fair amount of weight. I can very quickly and easily close that back up. This particular model has a magnetic lock. The magnetic lock has to be activated with a magnetic key, which obviously I'm holding in my hand right now. It could be hidden behind these pictures. It could be embedded inside of something on the shelf. We could keep it on the other side of the room, or as kids get older and they might understand how these work, you could keep the magnetic keys somewhere else. Of course, as I always say, if you're worried about the kids breaking into your gun storage or staging area, it probably means that you have a parenting issue, not a security issue. But think about it. If a thief broke in here to try to steal my guns, maybe they saw my truck parked out front, they said, oh, there's guns in that house. They decided they wanted to come in here. They probably aren't going to think about going into a shelf. They probably aren't going to think about breaking behind a mirror to look for those guns. They're going to be looking for a gun safe. And as you can see, this shelf blends in really well in this room. It could blend in any room. Tactical Walls makes these available in a variety of colors, or you can get them plain and paint them to match your decor. Tactical Walls is a great option for clandestine staging of a defensive firearm. It's obviously the one that I'm choosing to trust with a firearm that I may have to defend my most precious and valuable thing, my young daughter.